You know this. You know this.
Yo homo homo. Yo homo homo.
Hello, everyone on planet Earth. My name is Phil, and I'm here with Armand.
Hello, hello, hello.
We are interviewing the eliminated queen from last night's episode of Canada's Drag Race. And we're so honored and happy and excited and just like filled with love today to be talking to Tynomi Banks.
Hello.
Hi, Tynomi.
Hello. How are you?
Well, great. My first question is, are you wearing pants? What's happening below?
No. I was like, full day of press. We're not gonna press the bladder. We're gonna keep my dick out. We're gonna just pure hairy legs. You know. All that matters is right here.
Good, please. You deserve that.
It's the joy of doing drag, I guess, in 2020.
Oh, all of us girls are like, yes. No, just sit down.
That is a huge bonus. Okay, we're going to jump right into our questions. They're very serious. So
Okay.
I have a Kleenex. They're very serious and long. So my first question is...
Okay.
My first question.
All right.
We asked this to Starzy last week, and we have to ask it again because it seemed really extreme again this week. But is it that fucking cold in that studio?
Well, what did she say?
Well, Starzy said it was fucking cold because she had 5 shirts.
Layers.
Okay.
Layers.
And she didn't get in trouble, and no one told me anything. That day we had like was it called a cold vortex? One day that year, one of those episodes, it was a polar vortex, and we weren't like I wasn't wearing any clothes, like like I had paper, like I was like,
Right.
oh my god, like yeah, it was a little cold.
Okay, that's fair. We just saw the blankets this time, and we're like, Lord.
I know all of us because the girls had metal, one girl had plastic.
Right.
And then we had paper. Like there was no.
Oh, true.
Nothing. Like we had, like it was just garbage on our body, and like it's very, yeah, it was a lot.
Okay, good. I'm glad you now get to just wear clothes in this hot summer.
Yeah, all the clothes. I'm like, no.
Full sleeve. I wanted to know too what it's like to put your face on in that studio, like in the show, versus putting your face on like before going out to a show when you were doing like shows in real life. What is that like?
Oh, well, for me, like, for some of the girls, we are comfortable in our environments. So like I've gotten ready at clubs before, but it's like over the years you just know what to expect. In my washroom, I have like a flow. On the show, you have 2 hours, and sometimes they ask you a question, like Anastasia. They're like, "So, you almost died," and she's like, "Oh yeah, that." And it's like, and all of us are like trying to do her makeup,
Right.
and like be caring and like
Right.
And talk.
I'm crying through my makeup, and so I have to like reapply it again, and like it's just like stress, and it's for the show, and it creates drama and excitement and stuff like that. So it's definitely, you're on edge a little bit, especially every time they're like, you have 2 hours, and like, do we? Like, what are you gonna do this time? It's a part of the show. It's fun.
Yeah. I kind of like that. Is there a place that you remember in your 100-year career that you've done makeup in like the craziest, strangest place, like under a stairwell or like in a street where you're like, oh shit.
One time, one of my first performances where it was in front of thousands of people in Montreal before they moved it down to the waterfront. Remember, they had it on that street. So I got booked, and it was my first like tea dance party. And so they're like, can you do it? Literally on the phone, I was a boy just like dancing. I was like, oh, so I had to run, get makeup, learn choreo sitting down while, so I had to look at them in the mirror as I'm doing, I'm like, okay, that's the choreo, do it again. That, like, they're learning choreo as I'm learning it, but I'm not doing it. And that's really hard because you're supposed to be up and getting it in your body.
Mm-hmm.
We had like 3 hours. And so I was like, I need to do my makeup now, look at it, and then just go. And then we went, and it turned out to be one of the best performances I ever did. So like, that was crazy. Like, your mind, you're like this. Like,
Yeah.
do your makeup. So that was the craziest thing I think I've ever done.
I love how magic comes out of those moments of madness, right?
Yeah, like best, and like the organizers were like booked for life, and I'm like, thank you.
That's the thing. You're showing them things beyond just like being able to get on a stage. Like, super quick story, because we could talk to you for 3 days, but I remember there was one year at Pride as well where there was something that happened where timing got super, super tight, and some of your dancers couldn't make the performance. So a bunch of dancers came super last minute. We're learning choreo backstage before you were going on with you, getting dressed. Mark went in a cab to get your shoes. Like,
Remember? I forgot all of his shoes. He ran to get my shoes. I was like, and in the moment he got there, put on my shoes, and we walked on like this. Like nothing happened.
I will never forget that. But it is those moments where you're like professional, like just so good. That's great.
Oh my God, I'm getting triggered.
Can you quickly talk about the newscast challenge from the week before? Because that has quickly become this legendary Canadian moment for everyone.
Yeah.
Who's a comedian that was a correspondent and she had to speak in different languages? I think it's done in Britain. Oh my God, do you remember that skit? And she's there, like she's working at the UN, and then there's like just China, Africa, and then they were like, all right, translate. And she'd be like, no. And she'd go to Africa and be like, do, like, and everyone, what? So all I remembered was that. So I'm like going through this thing. I know I don't know French. And I was like, and then last week they're like, don't be in the bottom again. So I was like, oh, well, I don't care. I'm going to read this as like, just read it and like what it sounds like to me. And then oh my God, the teleprompter was going fast. And finally when it started doing, I was like, do. I don't even know what, I was just trying to get through it. And like, literally best thing I ever done. Like Anastasia and me were crying. And then you were supposed to insert her name. They're like, and I read it like literally. Like they're like, oh, insert newscaster's name. So I didn't mean to do it on purpose. I was just reading it. I was just like, oh yeah, insert newscaster's name. And they're like, yeah. And that's why I was like, you see me go like this? I should have just said Anastasia. Best moment.
Right, it was so good.
I mean, on that point, like, how was it filming with all these girls that you know, like, so well?
Yeah, like, it's so weird. It's like a roller coaster ride a little bit, because it's like you're like, oh my God, I know you, but shit, you're like, I need to try and beat you. So it's like a lot of these moments where like you're working together, and then all of a sudden you're not working together and everything. So I've never had that feeling. It was just like a lot of back and forth and everything. So, because like, I think in a contest, not in Drag Race, out of Drag Race, these contests, these girls are like in it, and they're like, this is my team, F you. And then they just have this whole vibe and trying to deke out the other team and stress them out. But in this sense, we're all experiencing these challenges. A lot of us have the same weaknesses and the same strengths. And then some people are like, do well in one part, and then you're like, shit, how am I gonna, and it's weird because like there was an understanding there. So like when we could, we helped. That's why it's when you see like on the other Drag Races, like the All-Stars, the girls had to like big up Shake Relay. They're like, sorry, I literally didn't know how to do this. So I just want to say thank you, because you're like, it's shown there in TV and it shows what kind of person you are. And those girls, yeah, they were so supportive, and we were all supportive in each other. Even when like my self-doubt moments, like Priyanka, Lemon, all these girls, Rita, like they were just constant reminders of what I've done to get on the show.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and at the end of the day, like after the show, you're all going to be working together in the same spaces again. So, like there has to be a sisterhood that develops and continues afterwards.
Oh yeah, like
Yeah.
if you're actually mean, yeah.
Yeah.
But like, for the most part, yeah, no, all the girls are just passionate. Like especially mine was made to be like like the evil one. Like not at all. Because she's a young girl who's really passionate about what she's her craft and everything, and you could see that on her stuff right now. And Anastasia, like so funny, like it's like she was so shy at first, and then now she has this platform. So she's mother spoken. She's really taken this her that whole persona there, and I love it. We're obsessed with her.
Yeah,
like night and day. Like it's so yeah, the show has done amazing things for us in that way.
Let's talk about the judging. So basically, like from a viewer's point of view, it's coming off super harsh. Like the edit's coming off super harsh. Is that basically something you guys all saw as well?
No.
Okay.
We're just like, we knew it was going to be like, oh, they're judging you.
Yeah.
Like, but we watched Drag Race, like the American version, and we're all like, okay. Like sometimes there's some spicy moments, but literally this panel, if you watch some of these memes, like, holy, like, and you just, I don't know who, it made for good TV because we were like, no one's safe. Like literally, like, because there's some ones where in my head I was like, that person shouldn't have won, and then they won the challenge. And I'm like, well, this is just example stuff. Whoever won the challenge is much deserved, but it's just like that. Like parts where I was like, hold on, was I actually that bad? And then now watching it, I was like, hold on, I wasn't that bad. Like, and I'm pretty fair with that. I'm like, you know what? I look shit. Like my hair challenge was shit. Like,
oh, can I ask you something about the hair challenge?
Yeah.
Did you ever think about doing the reveal on the runway of what you were wearing underneath?
Oh, right.
I don't know.
That was like a burning question that we had.
Yeah. So a lot of people are saying that, and I'm so frustrated because I don't want to throw the show under the table, under the bus or whatever. But just in that moment, especially me with going through my self-doubting and stuff like that, and the judges were so hard, and I'm so sensitive to that. So like even before I was walking on the runway, and I just felt like I was going to be in the bottom, like just how
oh no.
like before even getting critiqued, they were saying things. So it just made me, I was like, you know what? I have to save this and shock them. Because I just me personally, and then I didn't want to embarrass myself in front of Deborah Cox, who I danced for.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, okay. And it's just, I just noticed the critiques, and I'm just like, you know what? Yeah, I'm gonna dance for my life, and I'm going to do reveal. Like, and it worked out. A lot of people are like, beautiful, that's beautiful. But like in my position, getting so much negative feedback, it made me double guess. And I was like, I thought I was safe with it on. So if I had to sing for my life, then I could reveal. And all of a sudden, do you see their faces? Oh my God.
It's true. It's very true.
Guys, stop this.
Please stop this. No, but that's your businesswoman mind happening live. You can feel it, and right away your head worked that fast to be able to be like, no, I need to say this because this is what's happening. Like,
they would have lived. As soon as they came around the corner, if I didn't see them living, like I saw the reactions to other girls, and they didn't give me that same reaction. So I was like, I need to keep this on. I think I'm going to be in the bottom.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's like almost every performance, right? Where you're kind of like reading a room, and like if you're not getting it, you have to think on your feet to like.
Well, that's the skills I use. Performing these bars, I'm like, I look at the crowd, and I'm like, okay, I'm going to start with this song and just get them pumped or whatever. So like that's what happened. I was like, ooh, I'm not getting good vibes. So,
I think that's brilliant. That's something also that like a lot of queens, like no shade to someone like Kine, or even on the US ones where a lot of these queens are more internet friendly,
Yeah.
and they don't have that years of experience of knowing how to read a crowd in a minute to be like, okay, this isn't working. I need to, jump off the stage into a split,
Exactly. Is she gonna jump from there? Yes, she is. She's trying to stay to the end. Like,
Totally. Okay, we'll just ask you a couple more because we're gonna go way over. I'm so sad. Avril Lavigne, have you ever lip synced to Avril Lavigne ever in your life?
no, unless it's in my room, and I live for her. But like, like my brand, I wouldn't just pick an Avril Lavigne song.
Yeah.
And I love her. I grew up with her. Like I have all of her CDs almost. I'm like some of all of her CDs. But like, yeah, that song threw me. I was dying.
Okay, so when we're back, there's stages and there's people and there's loud music again, what can you think of in your head? What is that one song that you want to like come back onto the stage to? Can you think of that?
Oh, I'm listening to all my new music all the time. There's one song by M22, I think it's called. It's called "How Do You Feel?" How do you feel when your world's turned down? How do you feel? And it's just a feel-good song, and it gives you so much energy. And it's like taking that moment and like living it to the best. So I could send it to you because you're gonna live for it.
Please do. We'll edit it in.
Yeah.
Background.
Yeah. I'll send it to you. It's called "How Do You Feel?" You guys will know.
How does it
of you are gonna
feel?
be like, oh, okay. Spotify list. Yeah, you guys are gonna like it.
What's happening in terms of? Okay, I can't stop asking you questions, but music
Okay.
career-wise, is that something you want to explore?
Yeah. Like, I'm your queen. I'm Tynomi. That challenge was
Oh my God.
so fun, and like, yeah. So I think people are expecting. You know what? You live once, right? I'm 38, I'm 39. I keep on lying about my age. I know.
We're all part of that. We're all part of that club, girl. All three of us.
Juicy Skin Club, the Juicy Skin.
Yes.
All of us have juicy skin. Yeah, no, I want to do something like that. Like Priyanka and them have their songs, but I feel like I could maybe dust them a little bit with a track.
Yeah. Please do.
I mean, yeah, more than anything, like you probably learned so much after the show about yourself.
Yeah.
And, we really want to thank you for just showing your human side, because, that's often a side that people don't get to see at clubs and unless they know you like we do.
Yeah.
So I think it really was, as sad as it was to see, it's like we're just really happy to be able to talk to you right now and tell you that we love you.
No, Aman, the story that I was of me on the show, I liked it, that they showed my fears and then how I'm getting over it and everything, because like a lot of us go through that, and I just want to let people know, like, it just didn't happen overnight for me. Like, I have struggles. I'm a real person.
Yo homo, yo homo, yo homo, brings us together as one.